Hello everybody, legally Naya. Good morning and welcome to today's video. As you can see by the title, this is a very different video, but on my channel, I like to speak about the truth in mental health. And as much as I encourage people to go to law school, I also want to encourage practicing mental health and surviving law school and tips and tricks that I did and things that you should just know. And maybe I'll be your voice of encouragement as you go through this journey, whether you're a 1L, 2L, or 3L. I'm going to fight for you to not give up, to get your JD, and to also protect your mental health. I made this video because in law school, there's a couple people who committed suicide at my school, and I knew one of them, and I just want to take the time to reflect on things that gave me low points in law school and how I pushed through it, and also give you tips and advice based on things I've seen other people go through. So let's begin. Number one, I know this is very hard to think about, but I just want to say that grades do not define you. Honestly, truly, always put in effort, always try for your best, but at the end of the day, passing is passing, and honestly, sometimes people may seem like they know it all. People may seem like they know what they're doing, like they're getting the best grades in class, but you really don't know. Don't let any of those things psych you out. Remember that law school is just you versus you, and honestly, try to always aim for the best grades, always try to perform your best, but do not be disappointed. Do not take it so heavy when you get a C, when you get a B minus, when you don't get an A. This is law school. Understand that it was meant to be hard. Understand that you are learning on a different level, and just every semester push yourself to get a better GPA, a better grade, but do not let grades define you. But do try. Figure out a study plan that works for you. You know, law school is very case heavy, very reading heavy. Read on certain days. Look at your schedule every semester. Give yourself a break every Tuesday of the week, but read. Figure out a study schedule that works for you. Get a planner, be organized. I just find that being organized and knowing your method and knowing when to read and when to stop reading is just very important. So don't let grades define you. Do try, but just know there's a lot of job opportunities where GPA does not define you, but it's more about who you are as a person and networking and what you put into yourself to show people that you are meant to work in a firm. So grades aren't everything, but grades are important. And just things to help get better grades is study in advance, practice mindfulness, do things that give your mind peace, and take classes at a time where you can personally function. Don't stress yourself out. Try to make it to an 8 a.m. morning class when you wake up at noon. All that stuff just creates more anxiety for you. So create a schedule that works for you and just understand that you're still in law school and that it's meant to be hard. Advice number two, something that I do is I give myself something to look forward to every month, whether that's like a girl's dinner with my friends, whether that's time with my son, whether that's a spa day, a mental peace day for me. Every month I give myself something to look forward to, because when you're just studying, it's hard to see the light at the end of the tunnel. You need something that motivates you, that makes your mind relax, that makes your mind take a breather. And so something I do is really every month I have something to look forward to. And I really believe in this because this is what helps me keep going. You can't just be a student. You must remember that you're a person. So whatever you need to give yourself to look forward to, celebrate your small wins, celebrate your victories. If I get cold called in class one day and I answered it and I was not struggling, I would go out and buy myself some food. I do little things to celebrate. It doesn't have to be this big thing. You don't have to travel out the country. Literally go get your favorite food from your favorite restaurant. Go spend time with your best friend that day. Do things every month that you can look forward to, that give you hope, that give you peace, and that give you happiness. And this leads to my next thing, which is stick to a routine or a hobby that you enjoyed before or something that you discovered during or in law school. It's important that you don't lose the human side of yourself, I should say, because if you're just a student all day, every day, you will struggle. You will get depressed at some point. You will get overwhelmed at some point. So do something that kind of breaks that and gives you relief, whether that's playing basketball every weekend, whether that's going to the gym, whatever you do that helps relieve your stress, continue doing that, or have a hobby. Still go to the beach every weekend. Maybe it can't be every weekend anymore, but go every 2 weeks. Still do the things that got you through your personal life, because staying connected to your personal self will really help you continue going on in school. Like, people looked at me crazy because I would go to school happy sometimes, well, happy most of the time, and I have a kid and I'm in law school. I commute an hour away, and it's because I didn't neglect myself. I still went out, still hung out with my friends, still went to dinners, still went to brunches, and I still made sure to live. And living is important. it, and I would just make sure that I had all my homework out the way before I go out. And I would say that's the thing too. When you give yourself something to look forward to, I would literally have a rule that I couldn't go out unless I finished everything that I needed to do. So if I was going out, that means my homework was done. That means I read. That means I did assignments. That means I did everything. So by giving yourself something to look forward to, it also helps you do your work, be efficient, sit down and focus because you have a goal or you have something that you really want to do. So, give yourself motivation in small ways. That small motivation will carry you throughout the semester, and then you'll realize it'll carry you throughout your year. And before you know it, you graduate in law school. Another thing I want to say is that when you're going through hard times, remember your why. Clearly something brought you to law school. Something brought all of us to law school. And whatever that is your reason. And your reason might change, your reason might grow, or your reason might expand. But hold on to that. Before every test, before every exam, I literally just tell myself, especially during final study, I tell myself why I wanted to go to law school. And before exams, I literally go on my phone and I look at pictures of my son. It literally calms me down. And I remember why I chose to go here. I remember what I need to do, and it really helps me. So really remember your why. You might need to go back and reprint your personal statement and hang it in your room. Hang it over where you study. Put it as your screensaver. Put motivational quotes as your screensaver. Small things to motivate you will help you. But really remember your why. I have a vision board and it hangs over my bed, and it has like all my goals of law school. And so maybe, I think things like that help me remember what I'm doing it for, why I'm doing it. So remember your why. Remember your why during the hard parts of law school, and that will really help you push through. And just put subtle reminders all around your house, in your room, in your car, on your phone, and those things will really, really, really help you. Maybe even write a letter to yourself every end of the school year or every semester. Like I do little things and I'll put it in my planner, and I'll put random months, and I'll just go through and I'll be like, you got this. I'll be like, keep pushing. And then when I see it, when those dates come, I'm like, okay, I got this. Like this was from past self. So maybe write yourself a letter and really remember your reason why, and that will help you through your tough moments. Another thing I recommend is to have an accountability partner and a person that you can connect to seriously and be vulnerable with in law school. There's times where me and my friends were like, we're having a hard week, we're having a hard month, and just by knowing that, we would text each other and be like, keep going, girly, you got this, we love you, please show up to class today, we got your paper waiting for you on your chair. So find people who can motivate you, who you can open up to, because I personally feel like the people who started struggling in law school and started getting depression and facing academic pressure, I feel like they came more with the fact that they had nobody they felt like they could confide in. So really find somebody who you can connect to, and don't just open up to anybody. Wait till you find this person. But once you find that person, form that kind of relationship. And those talks are kind of like resets. You might be struggling, but then after those conversations, you will literally be good. Me and my friends would go walking around the pond for like an hour and letting it all out, and we would literally be good for the week. So find your community. So the next thing I wanted to say is to stay away from people who like drama or who are negative. It might not feel like it, but those people will impact you. Those people will bring you down. Those people will not wish you the best. And I firmly believe you got to stay away from any negative vibe. I've always been like that, just because people really try to bring you down, and you might feel like it's unintentional and they're just being mean and that's just who they are. But really, people do things with a purpose. People do things with intention. And some people really do enjoy seeing people struggle. So stay away from negative people. Stay away from drama-filled people. It will impact you. Every law school has people who like drama. Every law school has people who are negative, and my best advice is to stay away from them. And if they're your friend, cut. Another piece of advice I have is do not compare yourself to anybody. Nobody is you, and you are nobody else. I see so many times that people will be like, oh my gosh, this person's getting good grades, or I'm not the smart, or this and that. And I'm like, why do you care? Literally, why are you comparing yourself to another person? You don't even know what that person's really doing. You don't even know if that person is really achieving what they say they are. And even if they are, congratulations to them. Find your way. Literally, find your way. And I feel like the best way you can get out of this trapped mindset is to literally create your own plans, create your goals, and create what you want out of law school. That way you're not comparing yourself to anybody, because somebody might be networking every single day, like somebody like me, and don't compare yourself to somebody like me. Go figure out your networking opportunities. Go figure out your field. Or somebody might be getting good grades. Well, figure out what classes work for you. Figure out what classes work best for you. Figure out your plan. Even when people are like, oh, I'm working at this office, I'm working at this office, I'm working at this office. Well, you figure out what you want to do and then go start working towards that goal. There's really no need to compare yourself to anybody. Shout out to all the people who are winning. But if you feel like you're looking up to somebody, and even if you are, don't compare yourself to them. Figure out how you can win too. And another thing people have is imposter syndrome. I don't understand. Why do you have imposter syndrome? You are not an imposter. You made it to law school. that is an accomplishment within itself. So start acting like you have confidence, start acting like you're the one, and start acting like you were made to be here, because you are. Every single one of you, every single person who got into law school, you have succeeded. You have made it to a point where other people have dreamed of. Remember when you were studying for the LSAT wishing to be a law student? Well, you're a law student now. So you're not an imposter. You made it, you did it, and you earned it. Just grow your confidence. Another thing that I want to talk about is stress and anxiety in law school, because as I said, we have so many exams, we have so many cases, we get cold called. It's just a lot that goes into it, and a lot of people really don't understand. One thing I've learned to do is recognize your high and low points in law school. I know when I get really overwhelmed. It's always when finals are approaching, it's always during finals time, it's always before midterms, and it's always when midterms start. That's when I start getting a lot of anxiety. That's when I start getting my little depression here and there. Yes, I've been depressed in law school. I just keep going. And I recognize what's happening when it's happening. Like whenever it's finals, I'm like, okay, Naya, I know you struggle during this time, so let's figure out how to get through it. Let's figure out strategies. And just knowing when you get sad, knowing when you know you get overwhelmed is so important. And that's when you should start studying in advance, or that's when you should just recognize that this is what comes with the territory sometimes. So know and recognize your stressful points, know and recognize when you're overwhelmed, and know and recognize if those are patterns. And even burnout. A lot of people start getting burnout after a while, and even 3L year was very hard to push the last semester. Make sure you mix in classes with things you actually enjoy. Take your bar prep courses, take your required courses, but also take the electives of the things you want to pursue. That way you can look forward to going to school every day, and you can have something that keeps you happy, at least one class out of your schedule. Make it be something that you actually want to pursue, or something that you enjoy learning about, so that you can want to go to school, so that you can enjoy going to school, and so that you can look forward to something during your week. Another thing I want to say is to take care of yourself. Get your sleep, go to bed, get your rest, drink your water, take care of yourself. If you're not taking care of you, you can't perform every single day. So make sure you really are taking care of you. I neglected myself a lot in law school personally, and I'm preaching to the choir, but I would do little things that would just keep me happy. But don't forget yourself and neglect yourself in the process. Sleep is very important, and sleep resets your mind too. And also, if you're isolated or you feel alone in law school, join organizations, join clubs, join the things that you enjoy. Maybe meet people who help keep you going. Find a mentor. Connect with your professors. I promise, the more you connect with your professors, the more you enjoy class, the more they'll be there for you, the more that they'll give you advice, and you will be really satisfied going to school every day. Also, joining organizations that you enjoy will help you give you some form of a support system. And even in your personal life, tell your family when you have stressful points. Every time it became finals, midterms, or just I had a heavy assignment, I would tell my whole house, listen, you guys, I have a lot of stress. For these next 2 weeks, I'm going to be very, not irritable, but just I have a lot to do, and I'm just very stressed out. And just giving people in your house that warning, it helps them just accommodate you and, know that you're kind of already on edge. So I firmly believe in giving people in your life warnings. Even people in your friendship life outside of law school, I would tell them hey guys, it's finals time. This means I need to lock in. I will text you guys after finals, see you guys on the other side. But let people in your life know what's going on. That way they can be there for you, and that way you can focus on yourself without feeling guilty or without feeling pressure. And make sure everybody in your life understands. If people don't respect law school, if people don't respect that you're in school, if people don't respect that you have to sometimes step away, if they don't get that, then they're not your friend. But I also believe that it's very hard for people to understand you because they're not in law school and they don't understand how rigorous it really is. And this is why I say you should have that friend you can be vulnerable with in school, because they will get you. And that's why I'm glad and I'm thankful for the friends I had, like Lindsay, Dominique, Amira, because we would really sit there and walk around class, and we had a group chat, and we would just encourage each other. And we really became like a sisterhood the last semester of law school. We were really pushing each other. So I feel like have your law friends who can't understand you, but then your community outside of school, the people who you can go out with, you people you can live life with, have those people too. That way you can disconnect from law school and school in general, and you can let your mind go. But make sure they also understand when you need to lock in and focus. And anybody who can't understand when you need to focus, that's on you to put the boundary up, or that's on you to just understand that friendship probably won't go long term because they can't even respect that you're building a better life for yourself. Another thing I want to say is to utilize your mental health sources. Every school has some form of free services when it comes to therapy. It might not be for the whole 3 years, but there's typically 5 sessions, 10 sessions. Go to therapy. Go to to therapy while you're in law school, even if you hire your own therapist. I firmly believe in therapy. I firmly believe in having someone to talk to, having someone to get your emotions out with, having someone to deregulate you and bring you back to earth. Sometimes your own family might not understand your friends. So I firmly believe in having a therapist, somebody who's licensed and can understand what you're going through. Anyone in professional school, I really feel like should be in therapy. I was not in therapy while I was in law school because I felt like I had the tools I needed to keep going. But like after I survived law school, I'm just kind of like, wait, that was a lot. And I could understand if you need to go to therapy and if you need somebody to talk to while you're going through these times, because there's moments where I wanted to break down, but I had my friends. And if you don't have that support system, talk to somebody, talk to a therapist. Those conversations are sacred. Those conversations stay between you and them. And don't forget, you're in law school. Choose yourself. Anybody who's draining, toxic relationships, law school gave me standards. If you were toxic, if you were negative, I cut you off. In my personal life, I fell back. I distanced myself, whether you were from school or whether you were from my personal life, because I just don't have time for that. You have something that you're doing every single day, and if people are negative, it's really, honestly, in my opinion, better to just give them the boot. And that's just how I really feel. But lean on your friends and family outside of school. Make sure you grow a support system. Cut people off who are not meant to be in your life, because they will slowly bring you down, and you will make room for the people who belong. Find close friends in school who you can confide in. Make sure you can trust them, because there is people who don't want to see you win. There is people who don't want you to succeed. Know that some people in law school really might not be getting those good grades, and they do it on purpose to make you feel inferior. And at the end of the day, you will never know what they really have unless they show you. And even if they do have good grades, and even if they are XYZ, know that it's you versus yourself. Create a plan. Get organized. Know your stressful points. Talk to people. Live life. Keep the things that kept you going. And I say this as somebody who's above a 3.0. Know that grades are important, but know that grades are not everything. Not once has any employer ever asked to see my GPA. They don't know, guys. They really don't know. So don't let that discourage you if that's a thing. Of course, aim for good grades, because aim for good grades always. But at the same time, just know that there's many ways to be successful as a law student, and put yourself first. Prioritize yourself in school. Read on days where you're ready to read. Figure out your schedule and give yourself breaks during your week. Be organized. Time management really helped me be able to live my life, and also having the rule that I couldn't go out unless I finished all my work, but knowing that I had something to do every month kept me on point. If you are a mother, if you are a parent, just remember your reason why. And everybody just has to understand that law school is a sacrifice, and we're sacrificing. But now that I'm out of it, I'm kind of majority done. And even though I have to do bar prep, just making it through law school, I can feel myself returning to my normal self. So just know there is light at the end of the tunnel. I finally want to take care of myself again. I finally want to do my nails again. I finally want to do my hair again. I finally want to go on walks again, get healthy, and I just feel so much lighter. So just know there is light at the end of the tunnel. But I also knew that law school was going to be rigorous. Like, I gave myself realistic expectations. I didn't expect it to be peaches and cream. I knew that I was going to have hard moments, and I just knew to get to graduation. So just know there is light at the end of the tunnel, but know that this is the process, and it's going to be hard. But give yourself bright moments, give yourself relieving moments, and that's what I did throughout law school, you guys. I believe in you. Take care of your mental health. And this might seem like a really real and hard conversation, but it's because I care about all of you. I want all of you guys to be alive. I love every single one of you, and losing people in law school to mental health was just so eye-opening for me. I feel like everybody struggles with mental health. I think that everybody has bad days, and whether somebody wants to show it or not, just know that everybody struggles. And being open about struggling and having these conversations is really what makes you more connected and more vulnerable and more likely to keep going. I've had many of these conversations with my friends. We have been through breakups in law school. We have been through deaths in law school. We have been through bad grades in law school. We have been through everything under the sun. And it's just important to have supportive people, and to believe in yourself, and to know that you belong, and to have your own confidence. If you don't have any confidence, just know that this is a school full of sharks, full of people who like to hunt. Lawyers are competitive. They want you to psych yourself out. Don't let nobody psych yourself out. The one thing I want you to leave with today is to believe in yourself, and to have confidence, and to reach out to somebody when you need help. Okay, and preferably a licensed therapist or a close friend, but just know that friends can turn into foes. I'm just being real. So yeah, and if you are going to open up to a friend, make sure that they're safe enough to where even if you stop being friends, you know your secrets will never leave them. That's how I choose friends, and that's how I build friendships. It's all based on trust. And stay away from toxic relationships. They will bring you down in law school. They will bring you down in life, and that goes for platonic relationships and romantic ones too. I'm just being real with you guys, because I want you guys to succeed, and yeah, I really do want you guys to succeed. Put on your blinders, lock in. Thank you guys so much for watching my videos, and stay organized, stay disciplined, stay happy, and stay therapeutic. Practice mindfulness, go on walks once a day, go on walks every week, work out once a week, eat good. All these things will help your body, help your mind. Remember, mind, body, soul, school. Okay? Okay. See you guys next time. Thank you for having this conversation with me. Remember, I want you here. I want you alive. Academic pressure is real. I know what you went through. I know what you go through. And really, really seek a therapist if you need it. You don't even have to tell anybody. Seek help when you need help. There is no shame in help. I've been to therapy before when I was younger and as a teen, and I loved every moment of it. I feel like I got my mental health right, and I feel like when I need it, I would go if I needed it. So thank you guys so much for watching. Let's get this video to 100 likes. And like I said, there's no you without your mental health. Create mental space for yourself. Thank you guys so much for watching. Legally Naya. Legally Naya. Peace, love, happiness, God.